Alright, good day guys. Again, on my screen I have a copy of the project that we're currently working on. Today I'm going to be showing the installation of doors and windows in this structure. To do that, however, I should have made a copy of the drawing earlier. So to do that right now, I'm going to be turning off my roof. So from my layer, I'm going to be turning off my roof, as well as my A roof slab. What I have left is just the walls as demonstrated on the 3D side. I'm going to go ahead and select copy, and I'm going to be making a copy of this floor plan. That copy is going to be needed for other drawings, for example the 3D foundation plan, that sort of thing. What I've done is to basically turn off the roof layers because I wouldn't want those copied. So even if I was now to turn back on those layers, they would not be on the copy because they're not required on that. Alright, I'm going to keep them off, however, because what I'm going to be demonstrating now are the installation of windows, and the roof plan will not be required for that. Alright, to do that, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be installing doors and windows preset in our content browser. So I'm going to be showing you how to access furniture and windows from the content browser. To do that, what we do, we go insert, and from our insert tab we're going over to content browser and select content browser. When the content browser dialog box appears, we want to select the design tool catalog, the metric version. So we give a click, and I'm going to be installing doors and windows. So in my scroll here, I'm going for doors and windows. The first thing I'm going to be installing are my doors. So let me double click to open doors, and here presented to me are the doors available in AutoCAD. Alright, now the first door I'm going to be dragging over for use will be my closet door, because I'm going to be needing doors to be used for closet doors, and the bifold louver will be my choice of closet doors. So I pull that to my screen and I release. When it's loaded, you'll be given a square pick box. You can just escape because I'm going to be going back into the content browser to load other doors. I'm also going to be using this double door 6-panel half light. So also let me drag that onto my active area. Again, when I get my square, I give an exit. Alright, I'm going back because there are other doors, and I would rather to just load all the doors that I intend to be using since I'm in the content browser area. No doors here. I'm going to be looking for a 6-panel door to be used. Here it is. I would want to be using a 6-panel door as my bedroom doors. So let me drag that off. Those doors could also be used as your back doors. Alright, I need a closet door, so I'm going to be looking for, I'm going on this sheet here, and I'm going to be using this one, a single panel for my closet door. So let me go ahead and pull that to my screen, and I'm going to need another door from my garage. Since I'm here again, here is the garage door, overhead 4 windows. So let me also drag that out to be used as my garage door. And I'm going to be wanting one more fancy door, preferably one that has panels with light. Here's one, 6-panel half light. It's a single door. So let me go ahead and drag that in. Alright, let's give an escape. The same thing is going to be happening for windows. I'm going back in because there is a particular window that I'm going to be using. So let me go back into my windows and doors, and let's now go windows. I'm going to be using my double awning. I'm going to be using that on my garage. So let's take a copy of that as well. Escape, and I'm going back for one more window, which is my glider, and that's on page 3. So let me go grab my glider, and here's my glider. You could also have chosen the glider with the arch top, but I'm just going for the regular rectangular glider. So I drop that. Alright, I give an escape. What I've done is that I have now preloaded all the doors and windows that I intend to be using in my project. To install these doors, I'm going to be starting with entering the building. From my porch to my living area, I'm going to be installing that double door. So let me go ahead and go home so I can access my build tool. From that, I'm going door, and I select door. Alright. Now I'm in my door prompt, but there are certain basic settings that you would want to be making to your door. For example, since we use that mode of installing the door as opposed to from the content browser, we're going to have to go and select those doors that we would have just loaded from the content browser. So from our style, we're going in, and I'm going to be choosing the double door 6-panel half light that we had chosen. Here it is. It gives a preview. The width, how wide would we want that door to be? That being a double door, I'm going to go with 5 feet wide. So I'm going with a 1500 wide. I want all my doors to be 2100 millimeters high, 7 feet. So let's go with 2100, and that's measured inside a frame. Now that's important. So our door measurements given here does not include the frame, because my door measurements are taken inside of the frame. Alright. Now you could have chosen outside of the frame if you would want for those dimensions to be including the frame. Alright. I'm going to be scrolling down because I want my doors to be positioned centered unless otherwise indicated. So position along, I'm going to change that from unconstrained, and I'm going to offsetting them in the center. Alright. It also wants to include an automatic 150 millimeters from the corner. We could go ahead here and tell it not to include, but I'm going to leave that for now. If anything, we'll just manually adjust those doors. The justification is the center, yes, because that's where we want to be holding it. The one final thing I want to be checking on, however, is the head height of my door. Alright, and as shown here, my head height will be at 2100, just the same height as the door. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and select my wall, and when I find my triangle which indicates midpoint, then I give a click. My door would have been installed. Alright, that's the only door of its type throughout the building, and so I'm going to go ahead and release that, and I give an enter again to re-enter the door command. But this time I'm going to be changing the door, and let me now install my double louver. Those would have been for the closets. I think I'm going to be placing a closet door on this side, as well as a closet door on this side. Over on the master side for his closet, I think I'm going to be placing the door in this wall, and for her closet, I'm going to be placing in this wall. Alright, so let me click on this wall, and I'm not certain as to what size I would want for these windows to be, these doors to be actually, and so I'm going to just freestyle it just a bit. The size given right now has width of 1500. I'm going to go ahead and play with a 7 feet, 2100. See what that works with. That seems a reasonable size door. I'm going to go ahead then and install 7 feet as well in this one. So I give an enter. I'm back in the door command. I could just now tell AutoCAD that I want width of 2100 because now I realize that size is just fine. I give a click, I select my wall, and I drop my door. Alright. I give an enter because I'm going to be installing closet doors in these walls again. And let's see in terms of size for that. That seems okay for that closet, as well as for this closet. Seems just fine. Alright, so now all 4 closets would now have gotten doors. We could just go over to the 3D side and give an orbit to realize that those doors are actually in. Alright, so there we would have had our closet doors, and our front door as well is represented. Alright, in a similar manner we would go back through. Let's give an enter again. I'm back on my 2D side of my screen here, so let's give an enter, and I'm going to be installing my 6 panel doors. So I'm now going for my 6 panel doors. Sorry. Alright, and those are to be used as my bedroom door. So I'm going to be needing one here, one here. I'm also going to be using those as my back doors for my washroom, and also one for to exit my kitchen area here. So let me go ahead and set some dimensions. All doors will have heights of 2100. Alright, so we're just going to be altering the widths. For a bedroom, I'm going to go with a width of 3 feet. So let's go with 900 for this size door. Alright, click on the screen, on the wall, and drop one there, and another one here. It doesn't matter that one of the doors are incorrectly hung. All we have to do is to just select that door, and from this arrow here we'll flip the swing. Alright, so we'll flip it into that side. Alright, so there we would have had both bedroom doors installed in the same breath. And since we are using a similar door for the kitchen on the back, let me give an enter. I'm back into the doors command, but for those doors I'm gonna go with 950 millimeters wide, giving greater access for furniture entering or appliances entering. Let me select my wall here because that's my insertion point over on that side, and one as well for the kitchen. Alright, from my 3D side you can also realize that my doors are being installed. Again, in a similar manner, we could also have chosen to put panel doors on this master bedroom, enter into the living room. So again, let me give an enter, and I'm going to be using again a 900 millimeter door, and that's going to be hung on this wall right there. Alright, let's give an enter. And in a similar manner, wherever you deem to require doors, that's how the doors would have been installed. I have a few more doors, so let me just go ahead and hit enter again to re-enter the command. I'm going to be changing my shape. Let me use my 6 panel half light. Here it is. I'm going to need that to have a width of 900 millimeters. Alright, so I'm going to be placing one of those in this wall, and again one in this wall. Those doors seem a bit small, so let me have another look at it. This door, let's check the dimensions. Width is 900. Let's go with a 950. Alright. Alright. Also for this one, let's go with that 950. Alright. Bigger doors. Alright. Alright, now the bathrooms, entering the bathrooms, there are still no doors, so I'm going back for my door. So let me do an enter, and I'm going to be changing my style again. There was a door I had selected, which was my single panel. It was this door I've selected for my bathroom, and I'm going to be using bathroom door of 800 millimeters. So let's reduce that to 800. Alright, and I'm going to be selecting this wall for insertion here, and I'm also going to be needing one to enter this bathroom, so let me select here for insertion point there. Alright, those are the only two doors of that type needed, so I'm going to give an escape to release the command. Now I'm still looking if there are others. You perhaps would want to include a door here as well, perhaps another door to enter the master bedroom from the outside. So let me also go ahead and bring back my door command, and I'm also now going to be using my 6-panel half-light single doors. I'm going to change my width to a 950 on my screen, and I'm going to be inserting one in this wall, also one in this wall. Let me put this one up this side. Alright, so there we have all the doors installed except for our garage door. Alright, I'm going to go and give an enter again, select enter, changing my style, and now I'm going for my overhead 4-window, which is my garage door. Again, we're not certain as to the width. I'm going to work with a width, however, of 11 feet, so I'm going for 3,300 millimeters as the width of my garage door. I, however, want my garage door a foot higher, so I'm gonna go with 2,400 millimeters, 8 feet high. And let me just have a look at my head height here. Again, that's fine. And I select my wall. I find my midpoint and I install my wall, my door. Alright, so your garage door would have been installed. There, however, are some arches to get into certain spaces. Take, for example, to get from the living dining area into the bedroom area, which is this blank wall here, there would be a need for an arch. Also, arch would be required to get to the kitchen area, and one to the garage area in this wall here, over on the 2D side, that would be this wall here, and also an arch leading from the master room down into the bathroom area. Alright, so I'm going to be installing those arches now. In a similar manner, we would have gone into door, but this time we're not looking for a door, we're looking for some openings. So we would select opening, and from our properties we could give specifications as to the type and shape of the opening. For instance, I'm going to be changing my shape from just a rectangular arch, and I'm going to be changing that to the arch type. So I'm not getting my displays. What's up with my displays? Should be showing me, should be giving me some displays showing me what those would actually look like. But anyhow, I'm going to go with my arch shape. The width, I'm going to go with 1200 millimeters, 4 feet, and the heights of 7 feet. Alright, there is one arch, however, that I'm going to be making a little bit higher, but most all other arches I'm going to be maintaining my 7 feet. For example, there's going to be an arch in this wall, so let's just doesn't want to come clean. Alright, so let's drop that there. let's also drop one in this wall. We would have realized that that arch is a little bit large. I'm going to be resizing that in a minute. And there is also going to be an arch in the kitchen, or to get to the kitchen. Alright, I give an enter or an escape, and I'm going to be resizing this arch. Alright, so I select the arch and I'm going to be resizing it to just as wide as the passage. So I'm dragging it to this point, not that point, come on, this point. There we go. Alright, so there we would have had our arch leading into the bathroom area here. Alright, let me view this in conceptual. That will allow a little friendlier movement. Alright, so I've basically installed all my doors and my windows, doors and arches, except for there's a large arch that I would want to be in here, as well as arches on the veranda and the porch. So I'm going to go again. I'm going to go door, opening. I'm going to be, however, setting those heights to 8 feet. So I'm going with 2,400 as the height of those arch. Alright, I'm going to be wanting one in this wall, so let me go ahead and drop one here. The width I'm not too concerned with, because the width I would have to do that manually, because I'm not certain as to what width I would want for these arches to have. And so I'm just dropping some arches, and then I'm going to be resizing and positioning them properly. For example, this arch, I'm going to start it in the corner and I'm going to end it in this corner. But then I would want it another 6 inches away from the corner. So let's pull that 150. Let's give an enter. As well as from this end, I'm going to give a 150 and I'm going to give an enter. That would enable my opening to be equally spaced from the ends. Alright. For my front arch, entering the veranda, the porch, again likewise, I stretch the arch to the corner, and I'm going to be pulling it back 6 inches, 150. Alright. Likewise on this side, I pull it back to the corner, and I'm going to be pulling it back 6 inches. Alright. Therefore, I'm measuring my arches 6 inches from the corner. Alright. Over on my 3D side, we can orbit and notice that things are coming on nicely. Alright. Notice, however, that the doors remain closed on the 3D side. We could show doors open, and I'll demonstrate that just now. To open your doors on the 3D side, just select on a door and go to your properties. From your properties, you hit on display, and notice your swing angle is at 0, which means your doors are not swung at all. Let's change that to about a 90-degree swing and hit on your screen, and you will realize that those doors are open. In my case, only one door is going to open because there was only one of its type. Alright. If I, for example, hit on my closet door, I go back to my swing angle. My opening percent is 0. I could say open it, let's go with 50%. You would have noticed that all closet doors would have opened. Alright, and if I was to look at these around the side, they are also open, giving view of inside the closet. So in a similar manner, if there are doors you would like to be indicated open, then we could do so from your properties. Alright. Installing windows, on the other hand, it's not much different, in the sense that, again, From our build tool, we go window, we select window, and from our properties, we give dimensions. All right. We had brought out a style window to be used, and so I'm going to be changing it from a standard, because if you notice the view of the standard, it's just glass. It doesn't indicate any means of opening or anything like that. And so I'm going to be changing it from standard, and the one we had brought out for these would be the glider. All right. We're going to be giving most windows heights of 1200 4 feet, and for like the bedroom windows, I'm going for a 1500 wide, 5 feet. And again, I'm going to be checking my head height. It says here that my head height is 2200, but it also says that my window will be measured from the sill. I want my windows measured from the head, so I'm going to be selecting head as my alignment, and I'm going to be changing that to 2100. The reason for doing that is the mere fact that you would want to maintain head level between doors and windows. You would want all your doors and windows to maintain height. All right, and so now I have head height of doors being 2100, and now I've set head height for windows to be 2100. All right, with that set, I'm going to be installing my windows. Oh, I did not select offset center, and hence you realize that my windows were being held in an incorrect position. Alright, so we go ahead and we install these windows. Since all windows are going to be the same, the only thing that's going to be different are the dimensions. Alright, so for example, while dragging this window, I could still change its dimension by going to the properties, and I'm going to be changing this to a 6 feet wide, so I give a 1800, and once I'm back on my screen, that window would have changed. Alright, so I'm now installing 6 feet windows as opposed to 5. Again, I'm at the bathroom, and as opposed to releasing the window, I'm just going to be changing the dimensions. We would want to have width of say 3 feet 900, height of say 2 feet 6 inches, say 750. Alright, and again, click on my screen, and I'm going to be installing a bathroom window here, as well as a bathroom window on this other side, and we're good. Alright, still in my window, but this window here I intend to be a hopper window, a window which opens horizontally, and so I'm not ready to be dropping that window. I'm going to be putting in my washroom window, so again I'm going to be changing its dimensions. I'm going for width again 1200, and height 1050, and I'm going to be installing that for both washroom and kitchen. Alright, the reason for that is simply that you want your washroom window and your kitchen window, you want the height to be reduced. You don't want those windows coming down as far as your counter, and so by doing so I have reduced my window 6 inches above my counter. I'm going to be changing the style because I now want my window to be the awning type. Alright, notice I still, even though changing, I still have not released my window. I would want that window to have a width of say 5 feet. Let's go with 1500, and the height about 2 feet 6 inches. Let's go with an even 3 feet, let's say 900, and let's put that window in this wall, giving ventilation and lights to that garage. Alright, by so doing I would have installed all doors and windows in my building. Let's now view it in a, let's go back to shaded with edges. Alright, and we would now realize that doors and windows would have been installed. You notice, however, that you could also include door windows beside the front doors. If you notice that there are spaces there, and you could include perhaps some full height windows that would have gone perhaps lower than other windows, not necessarily to the floor. I'm going to go ahead and install a glider there. Instead, I'm going to install the awning type there. So I'm going to install window, and I'm going back for window. I'm going for the awning type, and for that area I think I should be able to accommodate 3 feet windows, so let me go for 900. The height, however, I'm going for about 1500 in terms of height. Alright, and I still want to maintain head height 2100, and I'm going to be putting a window here on this side and one on this side for balance. Alright, if you notice, windows would have been included on your veranda as well, or in your living room looking out into the porch. Having done that, then we could now turn the roof back on. So let's go back to our layers. We could turn our A slab back on. We could also turn our A roof back on, and we would now realize that the building is now back in its entirety. That's what orbiting does sometimes. Alright, so there we would have had our building. We could also include strips. Let me zoom in a little closer and have a look at one of these windows. We could even include mounting strips on these glass to give it a more lively appearance. To do that, let me select one of these windows, and from my properties I'm going display, and I'm going to be adding some mountings. So let me hit on that and add some. Alright, notice my windows are just plain rectangular. Alright, I want it to be done to other window panes. Alright, I want my pattern changed from a just rectangle to perhaps a 12 light prairie, and I'm going to be reducing my offset spaces to 100 4-inch spaces, and also 4 inches in this direction. I give a OK. Here AutoCAD asks if I want it included to other displays. I'm going to, with that box checked, I give a OK, and that pattern will be transferred to all other windows of that type. Alright, and so that would have been our building in 3D. Alright, all doors and windows have been installed, as you can see from the 2D. Alright, in our next tutorial I'll be showing you how to install the basic fixtures in terms of your plumbing fixtures and your kitchen fixtures. Until the next video, again, have fun drawing, guys.